Hey everybody, it's Denise, and I'm here today because I'm getting ready to take my TEAS test tomorrow. Now, I decided to make this video because I don't know if I think people are upfront with you about your preparation, but this is what I wanted to do. I wanted you to be along with me for a few minutes on what I'm going to study or review for my TEAS test tomorrow. Now, I have been reviewing over the last few months, looking at things, what am I week in, focusing on those areas. Now, a little bit of background about me. I am a LPN. I've been an LPN now for 23 years, and I had no desire to go back to school to become a RN, but I don't know. In my later years, I've reached a lot of places that in my job that LPNs do not get, and I've made a lot of just put it this way, I've been a lot of places that now you have to have your RN to be. My current job, I work in informatics, and the informatics department has changed nationally. I work for the government, and now they're saying that they want you to be a RN with your bachelor's and master's preferred in informatics. Previously, you didn't have to have all that, but now I guess the way things are going, they want you to have all that. Do I feel some type of way about it? Yeah, but I'm not going to overindulge myself in it because I sometimes can get really in my feelings about this RN LPN business. But right now, I have decided to go back and finish my RN classes. I'm doing an LPN to RN program through Excelsior College, and I have taken, over the years, I've taken classes, and I never took the TEAS test. Go figure. So, what am I doing tomorrow? Taking the TEAS test so I can take my clinical and get that done. Okay, so what we're going to start with, I'm just going to go over some of my notes that I have of things that I believe are very important. And this is in no order because I try not to study in any order. I want to do a lot of everything. So I'm just going to go over my notes and let you know some things that I found very helpful from other people, from other avenues, and just from research from myself. So, some things about positive feedback. Positive feedback occurs when blood clotting it comes about. Positive. That's an example of positive feedback. Three layers of the heart: endocardium, myocardium, and epi. Remember epi, endo, myo. Myo is in the middle. Myo middle. Endo, in. Epi, around. Okay. Um, Blood plasma is 90% water. Reabsorption in the kidneys, it happens in the proximal convoluted tubules. All right, some bile emulsifies fat. Okay, when something tests, you want to do a litmus test. If it turns blue, that's for base. Blue base. Okay, thiamine is another word for vitamin B1. Um, let's see what else here. Pepsin is it helps with the stomach. Um, Mitosis occurs in the stratum germatavium, in that part of the um, uh, skin. Osteoblasts, cells that form, and you would think blast, you know. So I look at osteoblast to do the opposite. Form, blast, build, blast, build, blast, build. Okay? There are 33 bones in the vertebral column. To make muscles contract, you need ATP and calcium. ATP and calcium. Um, Synergists work with cooperation with the prime mover. Okay? Abduct is away. Abduct away. Adduct is adding. You're bringing it to you. Okay? Now, the types of bonds. This is where I was having problems with the type of bonds. So there's a covalent bond, ionic bond, hydrogen bonds. So, covalent bond is two nonmetals. Two nonmetals. Ionic bond is a metal and a nonmetal. Hydrogen bond is polarity of water between molecules. Okay? So hydrogen bonds will always form between hydrogen, fluorine, oxygen, and nitrogen. Okay? Hydrogen bonds. Um, 1 pound equals 0.5, about 0.5 kilograms. Now, I am horrible as far as formulas, remembering them, so I think this might be the death of me. I'm just going to be honest with you. 1 ounce equals 30 milliliters. 30 milliliters, 1 ounce. Okay. I just know. I just know. I just know. I love math. I took calculus in high school, but I know that the formulas are going to kill me. Krebs cycle happens in the mitochondrium. There are 31 spinal nerves. The apocrine gland is the one that is responsible for body odor. So apo, B-O. There are 7 cervical vertebrae. 7. Epidermis has no blood cells. We're talking about the skin now. Epidermis has no blood cell. Dermis is mostly connective tissue. Subcutaneous hypodermis is basically connective tissue, also skin to muscle. It has fat deposits in it. So dermis is where your sweat glands and things are. So think of epidermis, dermis, sub. So up top there, it's like where the waxy keratin, that's the skin. That's like where, keratin and things are. So under that is the connective tissue, where your blood vessels. You go right under it to get blood. So that's where your hair and things are coming, and your sweat glands. And then think of underneath that is where your fat tissues and things are, where the cushions and the insulators are in your skin. Let's see what else. Villi, V-I-L-L-I, are finger-like projections. Okay, cross sections. The cross section is transverse. So if somebody says I need a cross-section view of something, it's the transverse view of it, that section. Let me see, dendrites send impulses to the body. Dendrites, that's nervous system. Okay, so mitosis, meiosis, okay? Mitosis, daughter cells, exact replica. Meiosis is daughter cells, different genetic coding, okay? So remember, in mitosis is interphase, prophase. Prophase is where the chromosomes are visible, okay? Metaphase is the longest phase. Anaphase is the shortest phase. Telophase and cytokinesis. Cytokinesis is when you get that little dimple in between the cells and they start to pull apart. That's in cytokinesis, and that's in mitosis. Now, meiosis, that only in gametes, all right? So the first phase is chromosomes crossover, genetic materials exchange. the tetrads of 4 chromatids are formed, you know, little X's like this, little X's. 2 cells go through second cell division. So think of it as mitosis is just the basic one, and you'll get an exact replica, where meiosis is you go through one phase, then you have to go through two. The second one. So the second cells go through the second cell division. It ends up in 4 daughter cells, different set of chromosomes, okay? And they're haploid. It says contains half genetic material of the parent cell. So if the parent cell is 46, the daughter cells are 23. Okay. All right. So I'm going to show you this right here that I made for the circulation of the heart. So it may look backward to you. I'm not sure. But it just tells you the route of blood. So we know we go from the vena cava, we go into the right atrium, go through the tricuspid valve. We're going to go to the right ventricle. All right, and then we're going to go through the semilunar valves. We're going to go to the pulmonary system, into the lungs. Okay, so when it goes from that semilunar valve into the lungs, it doesn't have O2, no oxygen. So it goes into the lungs, and that's where it's going to grab the oxygen, okay? Then it's going to come out of the lungs into the pulmonary system, and then it's going to go around to the left atrium, go through the bicuspid valve, to the left ventricle, go through another semilunar, the aortic valve, okay? Aortic valve. And then it's going to go to the aorta, from there to the body, okay? So, again, it's going from the vena cava, it's going to the right atrium, to the tricuspid valve, right ventricle, down to the pulmonary valve. It's going to go into this pulmonary circulation, and it's not oxygenated. It's going to go up through the lungs. Once it comes out through the lungs, it's oxygenated. And then it's going to come over to the left atrium. Okay? To the left atrium. It's going to go through the bicuspid valve. It's going to go through the left ventricle, down through the aortic valve, and it's going to go through the aorta and out to the body. All right? Now, the electrical part of it, for EKGs and things, we learned this in school. SA node to the AV node, to the bundle of His, to the Purkinje fibers. Okay, so if we go back here, all right, SA node from the right atrium, SA node to the AV node, all right, to the bundle of His. This is the bundle of His, down to the Purkinje fibers, and you can see the Purkinje fibers are firing down here. Okay, so again, SA node to the AV node, to the bundle of His and Purkinje fibers. All right. So, 4 major lobes of the brain: frontal, parietal, occipital, temporal. Remember, temporal on the sides of the head. That's temples. Okay, temporal. Left and right sides. This is for auditory, hearing, processing, input and output. Okay. Occipital, back here, located back above the brainstem, like right back here. This is for visual input, processing, output, nerves from the eyes enter in here. Okay, occipital. All right, then you have the parietal. Parietal. That's right here. And it's slightly forward toward the back of the brain. Okay, it's right before the occipital. So that's with sensory input. Okay. All right. Now, in the front is frontal. No, frontal. Okay, and that's for short-term and working memory, information processing, decision-making, planning. All right, that's right here. So those are the 4 main lobes of the brain. Okay, now, like I said before, if anybody's following me, this is all over. These are just some notes that I take, and this is how I study. I can't really study like, oh my God, let me just do the nervous system like that. For this test, I want to be scattered because I know science is not my weakest point, but I know that it'll be the hardest thing for me, and I know the tests aren't like that. The tests are all over the place, so I try to study like that too. All right. Scientific method. I mean, I just know that that's what it is. Observation was the question. Okay, the topic. Then you're going to research. You're going to find out about that topic. Hypothesis. You want to predict the outcome of it. Experiment. You can develop a procedure to test it. Then you're going to collect data when you do it. Then you're going to analyze, examine the data. Okay, whatever the data is from your experiment, you're going to collect it, then you're going to analyze it, and then you're going to come up with a conclusion. All right. Male hormones, FSH, stimulates spermatogenesis. LH, testosterone production, and testosterone is male sex characteristics. Okay. Oviduct, that's where fertilization occurs. All right, so the skeletal system, axal skeleton is the skull, sternum, ribs, vertebral column. Appendicular is everything that attaches to this. Axal and appendicular. Some muscles, skeletal muscles, voluntary, composed of muscle fibers and striated. Cardiac muscles are striated and they're in the heart and it's involuntary. Smooth muscles, walls of the internal organs. Stomach, intestines, and blood vessels. Blood vessels, and it's non-striated. So striated for skeletal, cardiac, smooth muscle is non-striated. Okay, nephrons in the kidneys are the functional unit of the kidneys, is the nephrons, okay? Pancreas contributes water to dilate chyme. All right, so I have here the filtrate pathway for the kidneys. Okay, it starts in the glomerulus, goes down to the Bowman's capsule, proximal convoluted tubules, distal convoluted tubules. So, collecting ducts, major calyxes, minor calyxes, ureter outside. So, the way I would look at this is the way it's talking about. So, we're not going to start in the glomerulus in the Bowman's capsule. Everything else is kind of like proximal and then distal. Proximal convoluted tubule, then you're going to go into the distal convoluted tubules. Then you're going to go into collecting duct. Then you're going to go into major calyxes. Then you're going to go into minor calyxes. Then you're in the ureter, and then you're out. Okay. The nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system is at rest and digest. Sympathetic is fight or flight. Fight or flight, sympathetic. All right. Thyroid, it regulates metabolism. Okay. Parathyroid, 4 small glands, secretes PTH. It increases blood calcium. Remember, blood is 55% plasma. The hypothalamus secretes TSH. Pituitary gland is attached to the hypothalamus by the infundibulum. Okay, here. pH. Okay, 7 is neutral. If it's less than 7, it's acid. If it's higher, then base. Okay, lower acid, base, acid, neutral, base. Acid, neutral, base. Okay, the 5 layers of the epidermis. Come, let us get sunburned. Come, let us get sunburned. Corneum, lucidium, granulosum, spinosum, and basale. Okay. Come, let us get sunburned. Pathway of sperm, 7 up. Pathway of sperm, 7 up. So if we do the seminiferous tubules, epididymis, vas deferens, ejaculatory duct, urethra, penis, 7 up. Okay, 7 up. Ligaments are bone to bone, tendons are bones to ligaments. Okay. All right, so that's what I have so far, and you might say that that wasn't a lot, but I think it was enough for me uh, to review, because at this point, if I don't know it, I'm not going to know it, right? I'm not going to know it. So I wanted to take you along with me for basically the day before TEAS testing. Um, am I anxious? Yeah, I wouldn't be human if I wasn't. Am I scared? No, I'm just a little anxious. I am 53 years old. I'll be 54 um, the 6th of December, and I've been out through a lot in my life. Surgeries, bad things, good things. And when I retire from where I'm at now, I have about 6 more years. I want to play with babies. I want to go and take care of babies. And I know that a lot of institutions nowadays want you to have your bachelor's. So that's my goal, is in the next 6 years to have. Actually, I want to have my master's in the next 6 years. Just because, just to have it. So anyway, I hope and pray that this helped you out. Just a review with me. And if you have any questions, just let me know. I will keep you updated. I will probably post another video tomorrow because it's in Dover. I live in Delaware, so it's not that far from where I live, but I like to get relaxed. I did the same thing when I took my boards. When I passed my LPN boards, I went where I had to go, get familiar, get comfortable, go take the test, come back and relax. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down there tomorrow, because I don't know what the weather's going to be. They're saying that it may rain. I don't know. They were even talking about flurries. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down, leave here around 12, get there around, well, maybe later. Nah, I don't know. Around 12. It starts I have to be in there at 3. So I want to make sure I'm there at a good time. So I'll probably leave here at 12. I'm going to go see if I can check in early at my hotel room that I reserved, because the test starts at 4. So, and it's not over till about 8, and I didn't feel like driving all the way back here in the night. So, like I said, tomorrow I will bring you along with me getting ready for the TEAS test. All right? Take care. Bye.